All right, Fred. Here we go.
Give her.
Yep. All right, Kaylee, how much flour are we going to put in there?
2.5.
Oh, look at the paper.
2
2 cups. Yeah.
2 cups.
2 cups. How much brown sugar, Evie?
1 cup.
Oh, you
right,
should see it in here though.
What's your first memory of maple syrup?
I guess when my parents used to bring it home, my father used to bring it home from somebody, either from Delta or out back there someplace, because we always had maple syrup in the house. And I guess I was only about, 5, 6 years old, I guess. Something like that. But we always had maple syrup.
Why do you want to make maple syrup?
That's all right. One of those psychology questions, isn't it? I don't know. Gives me something to do. Gives me a reason to get up in the morning. Gives me a reason to go out and cut dead wood and pile it up. Keeps me active. Helps keep me in shape. Nothing else to do at this time of the year. Can't go ice fishing. Can't cut grass. So we've got to have something to do. Not sure what the size is. These are heavy felt filters, and these are lighter. And I usually put about 3 or 4 inside these here.
Thanks for jumping into the hot seat, guys. What were your thoughts when you first heard that your dad was going to start maple syruping?
I figured it would be an excellent way for him to spend a little bit of time outside of the house, get out into the nature, and have a hobby that would give him lots of satisfaction in being able to come up with a final product that he could be proud of and enjoy himself and share with others, as well as give him lots of opportunity for exercise and fresh air out in the bush.
Do you have anything to add, Trista?
I just thought it was good for him, that they'd enjoy it, especially if he hadn't done it before. Learning curve.
What's your favorite maple syrup treat?
Butter tarts.
He likes to put it on his ice cream too.
Why is it so important that your kids are a part of this process?
Having the opportunity to see something from its infancy all the way through to completion, right? They see every step of a process from raw material to final product to bottling to enjoying. And that experience of that journey of learning and creation is really sort of open them up to understanding other ways and other things in the journey that they need to go on to master and explore new skills.
It also gives them a good work ethic because they know it doesn't just come from somewhere. We go to the grocery store and it's just there, but there is a process.
What inspired you to start your own maple syrup operation?
Well, when I bought the land, and my neighbor Elmer Moulton lived next door here, and I just happened to mention to him one day if he knew anybody that had some maple syrup equipment that they wanted to sell or something. Next thing you know, he said, "Yeah, I know a guy that's got one, wants to sell his stuff." And so we went out and looked at it and made an offer. I didn't make an offer. He just said, "Well, give me this and you can have it." So couldn't get the money out of my wallet fast enough. It was such a good deal, and that started it. Okay, let's see how much sap is still in these. Okay, I can restart the fire. For now,
Seems like a lot of work even for a small operation. How do you keep up with it all?
I don't know. I just keep an eye on the weather, and what comes along, you go accordingly. Every year we try to make it easier because we're getting older, so you can't be lifting 5-gallon pails up all the time. So instead of carrying 5-gallon pails, you carry 2.5, 3-gallon pails. Empty them in the container and go back. So there's a lot more walking involved and stuff like that. And like I say, you try to make it easier every year.
What do you think makes a good maple syrup season?
Well, first of all, I think we have to have a wet fall. And because that'll dictate how much sap is in the spring. I think we have to have at least a good 1 to 2 feet of snow cover to get around. And then when sapping does start, it has ideally sunny days, minus 5 or 6 at night, plus 6 or 7 during the day, and everything like that. Make an ideal season, but if you don't have that, you're not going to get it, and don't even try to figure each year, because everyone's different. Mother Nature decides everything. There's buckets for a few. There we go. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Oop, I need my hammer. Right. Oop, there we go. Okay.
So,
Yeah, starting to drip. They say always do the south side of the tree because the sun comes up in the south, so that's the first area of the tree that starts to thaw out. North side thaws out later. Now she's dripping already. Hopefully she drips all day.
Can you explain the red dots? Just why you've marked the dots?
Yeah, just easier to spot the tree when I go to tap it, and if somebody else is helping, I'll just tell them. I say, drop a bucket and a lid at all the trees with the red dots. That way they know. Some people don't know what a maple looks like, so it's a lot easier to, and it gives me an idea how many trees I got. Some of them are small, like you'll notice some trees are way less than 10 inches, so I don't tap them.
What's your favorite part about the whole experience, Fred?
I don't know. I just like being out in the bush. It's quiet. It's relaxing.
What's your favorite time of day to be out there?
There's no special time. All the time.
Do you have a memorable moment related to being out there by yourself?
I know up north, one of the best time was when I was out in the bush. You're sitting there when I was scaling logs, and a whiskey jack, which is sister or brother to a blue jay, come down and was eating part of my lunch with me right out of my hand. So, and just seeing nature, anything, animals. For some reason, the old sappers call this type of snow sugar snow, coming down like this here. I don't know what the reason is, but this is what I've heard. It's called sugar snow when you're tapping and it comes down like this. Pretty nice. Okay, we'll continue on up the road here.
What kind of signs do you look for a healthy tree to tap? Besides this, you know, the obvious DVH.
No big visible rotting areas and that. Nice. It's nice to have a big crown. That makes it says it's a good healthy tree. It's a good. But they all produce sap. Some of them, you know, there's a bunch of rot in it. Like this here is I'd say a medium tree. It's got a hole here, seam coming up. The crown looks pretty good, not bad. Some are better than others, like that one over there. It's got a big elbow in it, and that's a deformed tree, but it still produces. Just whether that happened in the ice storm or not, I don't know. One thing, the way that my bush is laid out, I gotta tap one area here for 1 year, another area here, and another area over here. That way I'm not doing the same trees every year. Sort of nice. Whether that helps the trees or not, I don't know, but
So what kind of wood do you like to burn? Like what wood burns best?
Dry wood. That way it gives lots of heat. I burn, there's no shortage because there's so much wood that falls in branches and that, and just junk stuff I burn because I'm here anyway, so small stuff to start off with gives lots of heat fast. Some of this stuff is pine that a neighbor wanted taken down. He said he didn't want the wood, so I brought it here. Pine gives lots of heat fast. So that was handy. But like I said, it was all hardwood on the property. So when hardwood's nice and dry and that, there's lots of heat in it. See how much. Yeah, it's coming down a little bit. It's good. Long time yet before she surfed though. On the average, 40 gallons of sap, 1 gallon of syrup. Right? 1 year, I think it was close to 52, 55 gallons. It was just no sugar content, a lot of boiling. Well, we'll go and hang the rest of the buckets and go from there. Not much. Spiles wet, but she's not dripping much. Oh, a little bit more on that one.
Have you had any help along the way?
Yeah. We had a guy come in from Ottawa, moved into the neighborhood. So we taught him how to do maple syrup. Never knew anything about maple syrup. He thought it came out of a can all the time. He didn't know you had to drill it out of a tree. Got a cousin, got him off his butt, got him out in the bush. Or he would have been sitting watching TV all the time, watching NASCAR races, doing nothing else but. So we had a good experience, all these guys. That's Fred. That's who that is. Hey, Freddy! Don't get lost, eh? What's wrong with you? Hi, Pete. How are you?
I'm good, Fred. How are you? Good to see you. Looking great.
So, you should sit there.
All right, you be quiet. Quiet on set.
Go feed the squirrels, Freddie.
All right, Fred. So how did you get involved with all of this?
Oh gosh, when I moved in across the street, I met Freddie, and a couple of years after that, we decided that we'd make maple syrup. I'd never made it before, so Freddie taught me how to do it, and I've enjoyed it ever since. That's pretty well it. And then for the seven years we made it, we just enjoyed it. It was a great way to pass the early spring. We had not a whole lot else to do. There was everything was melting. It was getting a little warmer and nicer, and it was just a great way to spend the days.
What did you enjoy most about sapping with Fred?
We enjoyed the collecting of the sap. It's always fun, and hoping that we get enough to boil, and then the boiling off is interesting, and then when we get down to the final product, it's pretty rewarding.
There you go. Hang on. You still know how, eh?
How has sapping changed over the years for you and Fred?
With us, it hasn't changed very much. We still stick to the old tried and true way of doing it. We don't have any of the fancy evaporators or any of that kind of stuff. We haven't really changed the process at all. I'd never made maple syrup before. I'd never been to a maple syrup bush. Yeah, so just the learning how to do it and the enjoyment from doing it.
They won't keep on dripping. No. This is going to be a strange year for it.
How would you describe working with Fred?
Do I have to? Freddie is very good to work with. We have a great relationship. We enjoy each other's company and we enjoy working with each other. You develop pretty close relationship when you're spending that much time together. We would spend early morning to early evening and every day, both boiling and gathering. So yeah, it makes for a much stronger relationship. And that would go into our summers and what have you. We'd spend a lot of time together as a result of that. The biggest impact is, of course, is the friendships that we've developed over the years. We've been 14, 15 years, good friends, and the maple syrup end of it has had a lot to do with that. What always stands out is every year when we were doing it, we used to have an open house, and we're always amazed at the amount of people that would show up. It was always just word of mouth. And we've had up to 70, 80 people here. Just about.
I'm down though, because I had them right up to the edge. So I've taken it down for a bit. Yeah. These two pans, if I have them right full up, within half an inch, quarter of an inch from the top, hold about 45 gallons. I think the first open house we had 75, 80 people, something like that. And each year, different people come. We had people from Kingston, Montreal. We even had an Olympian here. He was on the rowing team, I think. We had people from all over. So as far as community goes, a bunch of people, all sorts of people are here from the community. But there's times in here during the season when it's really boiling that, you come in here and it's just a beautiful smell. Oh, it does smell nice. There's some coasters from all around the world. Got some from Japan, Germany.
So out of these coasters, which one's your favorite, or most, like, which one sticks out to you the most?
No idea. No idea.
Is there one from Scotland that you can point out?
Well, this year is Flanagan's. Is that from Scotland? I'm not sure, but there's a Flanagan's here. I've sent syrup all around the world. Cuba, Japan, Brazil, States, California, Scotland, Ireland. So I guess that's part of, I don't know.
Hey, Bobby. Hi, Bob.
Good morning.
Morning.
Peter.
Bob,
Pleased to meet you.
nice to meet you.
You know Fred.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Bob, how did you get involved with Fred maple syruping?
Fred and my wife are first cousins. And Fred was working with what we called the other Fred. And then things changed, and my wife said to me one day, would you be interested in helping Fred in the sugar bush? And I thought, that sounds kind of neat. I hadn't seen the process done in 60 years. When I was a kid, out near my grandparents, there was a farmer that did the syrup, and it was the old-fashioned way. But then over the years, you move and your lifestyle changes, and then when my wife asked me, and I thought, yeah, this is going to be fun. Give me something to do. And it's been great. I've learned, and I've developed, I think, a relationship with Fred that we didn't have before.
What's your best memory of working with Fred?
Oh gosh, they've all been memorable. Some a little more than others, but hey, one in particular, I guess, is you're walking around with a 3 or 5 gallon pail, and it's getting kind of full, and you're walking back to the four-wheeler to dump it, and all of a sudden you're down face first in the snow, and the bucket of sap is half empty instead of full. But you just pick yourself up and carry on. It gives you a whole other point of view of how other people live. And you get to possibly change some of your ways of doing things for the better. And it's just, the whole experience has just been great. When Fred calls and this would be in the fall, and he's kind of looking at things to get ready for the syrup season. And he'd call and say, what are you doing today, Bob? I said, well, not much. What's up? Well, ready for a road trip. And of course, anytime we can get away with that, always ready for a road trip. And we take off and we go and look for supplies and stuff and make it a day.
Not much there, just about half pail. Usually that many buckets, it's 2 or 3 pails.
Really, eh?
Yeah. When it's run right.
So how would you describe the experience of teamwork working with Fred and other folks here that have been involved?
It gives you a whole other point of view of how other people live. And you get to possibly change some of your ways of doing things for the better. And it's just, the whole experience has just been great. Getting closer to people that I had never been close to before. Developing relationships, that's the rewarding part, along with the end product.
Is there anything else you wanted to say, Bob?
I guess basically the only thing is coming with age, things get tougher. But I want to enjoy this as long as I can.
Yeah, that's the trouble. That's what, first years, Lexi'd stay here and look at the house, and Maple would go up there and look at the shack. Yeah. She's getting old, eh?
You got her smoking in there now, sir.
You should smell it here. Even Lexi likes the smell.
Oh yeah. How many liters have you been boiling? Including what's on here. I'm assuming you haven't taken anything off yet.
I haven't taken anything off. Total gathered, I'd have to check the chart, but I'm thinking upwards of 300 gallons of sap.
Okay.
And haven't bottled any yet.
Really?
And usually I should have, if the sugar content was there and that, being normal, should have around 40 liters of syrup, but I got nothing right now.
Okay.
Now it's sitting, hurry up and wait. The one year we had about 170 buckets out, and we filled the 15-gallon tanks 3 times, and we had to go back to get empty the buckets that were overflowing that afternoon. About 3 or 4 buckets are overflowing. I couldn't believe it. Just, why? Oh, we got one hanging. Starting to hang. See where it's hanging up there?
Yep.
There's 2. I think we just let her go just a little bit longer here and then filter it again. This would be the last filter here before we take it to the garage. Good. So, Bob over there, he will tip the tank up. Make sure we get. There you go. Filters are starting to get clogged. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah. Okay, there's that there. Now we pour sap into the front pan so we don't burn the bottom. Yeah. Okay, now,
Okay.
Your jacket?
I don't need a jacket, I didn't have
You
one.
didn't wear one?
Oh. About 4 gallons of almost syrup. That's a start.
And then, as I say, for any day of the month, it's
Where's your four-wheeler?
You walk right by it, in the backyard.
oh, I wasn't even looking.
Oh, you can open this here.
It's all open here.
Push it down. Hold it down for a while. Pour it in and then how are we doing? Pretty good? Yeah. This holds our filters. As it does get warm. Okay, I'm gonna want to use. What did I use last year? 3 or 5? Sometimes 3.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 3 light filters I'll use. One inside the other. And then a heavy felt filter. Sometimes I get too eager and I end up being here an hour. See, I'm almost got 2 hanging there. It's boiling now. It's sitting about, I'm gonna say 214, 28, 216. Just about time to take them off.
The finished boiling can be a little bit more temperamental on that. You think you have it, and then you start bottling and going, no, it's still too thin. So having to go back and reboil it down, it can be a little bit of a challenge that way.
Almost got 3. Look at that. You see, got that beat? Be nice to get this on film if it happens. This, it'll foam right up. It'll foam right up in here. That's what's happening there now. Pour a little bit of butter or a little bit of milk in there. Okay, you can see it. You got the foam in there, beat. I'm just gonna run just a little bit more. Now, if we had the instruments, we could test that and then tell us exactly what's right. That's what some guys do. I forget what the name of the thing is called. But we've always done this here, just and it's, a couple times it's been a little watery. Most time it's been really good. I think we're ready. Okay, let's see how it goes.
Want this left on for a minute?
Okay, I think we're gonna put her down, Bob. Have the sweetest garbage going. Nice, clean, just ordinary hot water, no soap. We do it right up. As soon as we empty it, we clean it right off.
Easier to clean while the pot pan's still hot than
Yeah.
it is with it cold.
Don't forget to do that. Never had to do it like that before. I know.
This here. When it's totally empty, you'll be able to set it down out of the window.
Oh, look at this here, Pete. Come on, get the feed, guys.
Oh wow, look at this tray.
Where's my mitts go over here?
I put them over there for you.
Yep.
Shouldn't be on this side.
One thing about it, she's sticky. Okay, we pour it in here. Oh, need that rubber one. Okay, she is warm. Okay. Ooh, that's
Long cap.
I don't know.
That one's good.
Yep. Okay. Turn it up. I always turn it upside down to seal it. Let's do a. We'll do a 500 milliliter. Now we'll do a 1 liter.
All right, so what did we end up with? Final count on the first batch.
8, 9, 10 and a half.
Yeah.
10 liters and a 500 liter.
Oh, we got this one here.
Oh, yeah. 11.
Ideally, if we can do 10 to 12 liters on every takeoff, we're happy. But most of the time it's right around 8 to 10, because I don't know, that's what it has been the last couple of years. But this first batch is good. What you got there?
You got a sample of the syrup for me to taste?
You go get it. Try to keep her clean. There's your dirty filters, my dearie.
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh,
Want to try
is
it?
it right full?
No.
Yep, I'll try it. Wow. It's definitely maple syrup, and it's a good product, considering we've been at this for 2 weeks and didn't get anything at all. Yeah, it's good. Brad, come over here, please.
I'm dirty.
That doesn't matter, you're a Sap Whisperer.
Oh, I
He said he was dirty. He couldn't come on camera. Oh, you can't squash in here, though.
So what motivates you or inspires you to be a part of the maple syrup operation?
Married to Fred Wells. It was his passion to have a sugar bush and make maple syrup in his retirement years, and that's happened very successfully, I might add, yeah. And of course, it's delicious.
What roles have you taken on when it comes to the maple syrup operation?
My roles would be supportive roles, and they would be things like having some good hearty meals ready at short notice, doing my photography out in the sugar bush so that we could make nice photographic books at the end of the season, and document and record all these things with all the loved ones that we have in our family circle in the books, because that's important, and we're passing on that knowledge of how maple syrup is made. And also we've had some friends who were visiting. We've had people from let me think, Japan, when we had the Japanese foreign students visiting with us. We would take them out in the summertime. They wouldn't see any of the production, but they'd see the shack and they'd learn how it was made and so on and so forth. And I also look after the cleaning of the filters. There's 2 different kinds, basically. A very thin filter that has to be washed out after every use until it's perfectly pristine clean, and then thick filters that are almost like felt, and they require some really good cleaning. The thick filters can be thrown in the washing machine after I hand clean them with just hot water, no detergent or anything like that. And the very thin filters I just hand clean, and then we dry them here in the house on a rack. And the same with the thicker ones. They're washed in the washing machine, but they are just dried, air dried on a laundry rack, so they're ready to go the next day. And then depending on how many times he's boiling down the sap in the garage, per night. So like every third day, I might be doing those filters to get them dry.
How many photos do you think you've taken over the years?
Oh my gosh. Thousands. Thousands, yeah, for sure. Trista Wells, our daughter-in-law, was very important in regards to bringing the whole book together. I would take the photos and I would have them dated and so on from week to week. She had the technical knowledge of going to the computer site to enter the photos and add script to the photos and tell the story of making the maple syrup to make it really, really unique and enjoyable to look through.
Out of the photos that you can remember taking, because you've taken a lot of them,
Yeah.
which one stands out to you?
Oh boy. I love the photos of, I must have used my tripod because I have Fred and I walking down the trail in the sugar bush, and we're each carrying a bucket connected together, but we're carrying that one bucket. I think the dogs were in that image too. And another one that I really love is Fred Aslan, Fred Wells, and Rob Stacy in my kitchen. We had just had a really good day of sapping, and I'd made a nice lunch for everybody, and they were having a nice icy cold beer, and somebody cracked a joke or whatever. So I took the photo of them as they're all laughing, and they raised up their beer to say, you know, what a great day, and they were very happy. That was one of the ones that really strikes me in my memory. It was shortly after that Rob passed.
Can you tell me a little bit about your documentation process? Because you do take a lot of information
Yes.
now.
Every year, and I think right from the first year, we started documenting when we started, how the weather was each day, how it continued from week to week, and then how many buckets of sap we would get that day collected, how much maple syrup was actually made and produced and bottled on a certain day, and then we could kind of compare it to the next year or the years before, and you kind of get an idea of, it's Mother Nature, you don't really know how it's going to go. It can be different every year, and it usually is.
Are there any specific insights that you've gained throughout this experience? Personal insights?
Personal insights that I've gained. Well, as I've already mentioned, the weather is one thing that's kind of a challenge, and you just have to go with the flow. No pun there. It gives you a good feeling, for sure.
If you were to be able to wave a magic wand and go back to one of those years just to experience it as a fly on a wall, which one would you go back to?
It would probably be the number one, the seasons when Rob was alive and he was here helping us. So that would be one for sure. And probably the other one would be the first season when we built the shack and we had really good close friends helping with the construction of it, and Todd as well, our son, was there, and I believe, and Trista, of course, too. So the people that were super important to us, that would be the seasons that I would want to wave a magic wand and have it happen again. How many bottles did you do today, my dear?
11 liters.
11 liters. So that's our very first production for this season, 2024. It's been a tough go, 2 weeks, and we didn't think the sugar content was very good either.
No,
But
it isn't.
I tasted some of it today, this morning, and it was sweet, and it was mapley. So
Out of the bucket? Out of the bucket?
No, it was that little bottle that you gave me.
Oh yeah, well that's
Yeah.
a finish when it's all down,
Yeah,
down
but
from about 400
when you're collecting
gallons.
the sap, apparently you don't taste the sugar, and you should taste the sweetness. So that's our concern for 2024. Just will we get 60, 80, 90 liters? I don't know. But anyway, I say congratulations for hard work and perseverance
So far.
to the Sap Whisperer of Athens, Fred Wells. Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Perfect. One final follow-up question, which is an obvious question that I should have bloody asked before.
What?
Where does the name Sap Whisperer come from?
Todd.
Yeah, I
that.
guess it was Todd. Yeah, Todd Wells, our son, made up
Plaque
a plaque, yeah, and a certificate, and he framed it.
for Fred and I.
Yes, probably in about the second season or so, and it said Fred South, Fred North, Sap Whisperers,
Yeah,
the art of deliciousness.
yeah.
We got it. That's a wrap.
Can I eat my dinner now?
Of course you can. Yes, yes, you're allowed to. You're allowed to eat.
You know, let the big boys have the business. No, it's the hobby. Just keep it simple.
We'd have a campfire and do hot dogs and have little snacks and foods, stuff like that. It was really, and the kids just loved it. And so did we.
So did me.
Yeah, you too, of course.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Fred?
No, I think that's pretty well it.
All right. Syrup's always good.
Oh, absolutely. My wife's not a lover of it, but she prefers the.
That's okay. Just leave more for my wife. That's all. So that's all I need, really.
Did they say anything bad about me?
They did
Yep.
several things.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
I'll edit that out. Don't worry, Fred.
I know somebody in Kingston who would love this.
Who?
Somebody in Kingston. Her name starts with S.
No, she doesn't get any.
Cheers.